It's just not that complicated. Don't sit there and make your pitch deck. Don't sit there and build the perfect website. All of that is irrelevant.
All that research is just advanced forms of procrastination.
You know what I should do instead of jump? I should watch a YouTube video on how to jump. And it's like, dude, just jump.
Impatience with action, patience with results. Go launch the thing today, but be patient with figuring it all out.
Get on sales calls with nothing to sell. Just ask them what they're struggling with. They just tell you the problem. It's first-party customer research. A lot of people don't do the first-party part.
I think people want to know how your sugar water experiment's going.
Dude, it's so interesting.
Tell me what's not that complicated.
It's just not that complicated. Like sales, or specifically when people are trying to launch like any business, really, right? Like I think a lot of people try to like have this perfect pitch, perfect offer, perfect everything before they start. The only thing that I tell people to do when they're trying to like start any business is just get on sales calls.
Yeah.
With nothing to sell. You can align yourself to kind of a specific thing. There's this dude in the Grow Faster community that got on. He was like, yeah, I want to start a Google Maps optimization business. He was like, I want to help people manage reviews.
Which is a great idea.
Phenomenal idea. And I was like, cool, go get on sales calls. That's literally it. Don't sit there and make your pitch deck. Don't sit there and like build the perfect website. All of that is irrelevant. Run some ads that say, business owners, are you struggling with Google Maps? Schedule a call.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Like super broad. Not like we're going to achieve this result. We're going to do this service. No. It's like, are you interested in improving this kind of broad stroke area of your marketing? Get on the phone and then just ask them what they're struggling with, because they'll just tell you the problem.
Yeah. You can even go a step further and say, like, go to ChatGPT beforehand and say, I want to ask business owners what they're struggling with, but I'm afraid that they won't know how to answer. Because I think a lot of times people aren't creative and they are struggling with things, but they can't remember in the moment. So it's like, give me some icebreakers, or give me some like probing questions that will help extract out of a business owner what they're struggling with. Because if you just ask them broadly, like, what are you struggling with? Oh, my employee's showing up to work on time. Okay, that's not relevant to what I'm selling. But if you were to say, like, what are you struggling with regards to your reviews system on Google Maps? Well, it's like, I don't think to respond to reviews. I know it's important, but I don't think to. And I know, it's like, okay, I'm going to take
Noted.
a note there.
Yeah. Noted. Yeah. Good to know.
Yeah. Or like 1-star reviews kill my business. And like, if they were to just go away somehow, I could make $4,000 more per month because what I sell is high ticket and 1-star reviews just kill us. Noted. Okay. Reputation management, maybe,
Right.
And these conversations will, like, we think we go into these conversations thinking, all right, now I'm going to know how to sell better. But really what it becomes is, now I know what to sell.
Yes, that's the thing.
I was going to sell GMB optimization services. Now I'm going to sell reputation management because 8 out of 10 people talked about their Google reputation,
Yep. And that's the flip that would happen. So he was thinking he was going to do review management. He set up a super simple sales funnel. He ran some Facebook ads at like $30 a day, right? Like he was booking calls for $30-ish, right? He's never taken a sales call in his life. Like this man he's awesome because he's actually doing it, but like has no experience. Gets on these calls. I'm coaching him through like what questions to ask and all of that stuff. And he goes, these people don't really care about the review management side. They care more about where they rank. That's all they're talking about is, how do I rank higher? How do I get more people in the door? How do I do whatever? So then he changed his ads to speak to that of like, we'll help you rank on Google Maps better. And his landing page, schedule a call for your ranking audit or whatever. And started booking calls for $18. Jeez. And then closed his first deal and has 2 more that are supposed to close this week. This man started from zero, has never touched a Google Maps optimization in his life, figuring it out.
He's not like a lifetime local business owner.
No.
He's a kid behind a MacBook.
Yeah. I mean, he spent his career in customer service in England and was like, I just think that this is interesting. Like, it's cool. And he's killing it. Like 3 active clients, like after a month of going like from literally zero.
What are his unit economics?
He's white labeling a software. I don't know what he's charging. I told him like, don't set pricing, just like talk to people and see what they can afford as long as like your math makes sense. And I told him he's going to have to spend the time on these people, right? Like, it's not like he's going to hire anybody to come and do this. Like, he's just trying to build like side income. Like, if he can go make a couple extra $1,000 a month, like, he's a happy camper. I don't think the software is that expensive. Like, maybe $100 a client. And I told him he should be able to sell it between like 400 and 600 pretty easily. But he was like, I need to close my first ones. One, to like get proof that this is worth doing. And two, to get some reviews or testimonials from people so that it makes it easier to charge higher prices later.
That's the beauty of Facebook ads, is the first person we find is someone unrelated to us, someone that doesn't care about us, which is the most valuable customer, right?
Right.
There is a lot of value to go into your cousin, your uncle, the guy at church to get your first customer, 100%, because it's low friction. And like learning Facebook ads, even just bare bones, there's some friction there. If you have to learn Facebook ads before you find your first stranger customer, we'll call them, then you might not ever launch, right? But when you start with a first customer that's a stranger to you, it's like a clean slate, and it's a perfect case study.
Every business that's going to reach a meaningful size comes from getting people to pay you that do not know you. You're always going to end up selling to strangers if you're trying to grow something big. If you're trying to do a side income, like you want to run a car wash on the weekends, like, yeah, you can probably make your $3,000 a month off friends and family.
Yeah.
And referral, right? Like, but to go build something big.
So here's how this works. I make you free videos. I actually know what I'm talking about. I have no greasy sales pitch at the end. And if you implement what I talk about, you'll make a lot more money and have a better life. And all I ask for in return is that you hit the subscribe button and maybe even the notification bell, just like that. Thank you.
You're going to run ads anyways, so you might as well just start there. Or you get the false, I call it a false positive. It's like you getting 5 of your friends to sign up is not the same as 5 strangers buying your thing. Because like those people are, it's like warm versus cold audiences. It's like the warm people are just more likely to buy because they know you. Cold people need you to prove to them that the value that you're providing is worth the dollars that they're paying very directly. There's no like, oh, he's a nice guy, I'll support his journey. Like, no. That doesn't help anybody.
No, and then if your product sucks, they're not going to tell you either.
No.
Like that
problem. They're going to be like, dude,
compounds.
this is my favorite t-shirt. And it ends up at Goodwill 2 weeks later. It's like, like, it doesn't matter.
There's a lot of frameworks going on here. The offer just being, I will help you rank more, is just perfect, because that's something that every business owner can comprehend. I will help you rank higher. Does this kid have like a set offer, or is that kind of it? Does he have like a guarantee, a no-brainer offer? Or is he just still kind of feeling it out?
I told him not to. I said, get on the phone with as many people that fit your target demo and like loose benefit, right? Because they'll tell you, if you ask the right questions, they'll just tell you what they're struggling with, what they're looking for actively from a help perspective. And most of the time, they'll tell you what they'll pay for it. You can A/B test pricing live on the phone as long as you know what your floor is, especially early, right? Like early on, you're just trying to like get cash in the door.
Yeah.
And so even if it costs him $100 to like do the software, like cool, then you know what your floor is. You can go in and be like, yeah, well, we charge $800 a month for this service, right? And the guy goes, oh, dude, I can't really afford that. My answer to that is, okay, like you want this thing, you want the benefit. Let's just shoot straight, human to human. What can you afford for this? If I can deliver A, B, C, and D, what is that worth to you? Right? And homie goes, I can pay $300 a month. Me on that sales call, I'd be like, cool. Because I like you, I'll do $300 a month for your first 3 months. Again, you're like collecting data. You're like, okay, this guy will pay $300. He runs a business in a less populated area that doesn't have as many reviews, right? Versus the guy, I talked to another guy later this week that has like twice the number of employees, is in a really nice area, and he can pay $800. You just start to like play it out versus like, I sell this for $1,000 a month, especially if you're early, you have no clue.
Yeah.
Like that's just your brain coming up with something that like your brain wants to hear versus like turning to the customer. It's funny. Like I think about like AP economics in high school, WTP, willingness to pay, was like a thing that we talked about for like a week. It's like, you're just trying to figure that out. Like, what is the willingness to pay? Like, how much are they willing to pay for this thing? Right? Like, where in my brain, the easiest way to get the most real gauge of that is talking to the customer. Everyone else is like looking at their competitors and like Googling it of like, and that's all dope. Like, cool. What is their willingness to pay you? Like, how do you get the first party data of conversations versus ChatGPT saying the average Google Maps optimization business charges $400 a month? And it's like, I know, dude,
and it's not going to be that accurate.
Yeah. It's
even
like,
ChatGPT.
I don't know. It's one of those where it's like first party data, run your own ads, figure out what your cost per click is, do your sales calls, figure out the customer's willingness to pay and what they're actually interested in. And like, if you just do that for 30 days, I like can guarantee that you'll step into the next 30 days with so much clearer thinking around what you're trying to sell.
Yeah. All that research is just advanced forms of procrastination, right?
Oh,
it's
100%.
Like, it's kind of like you're on, you're walking the ladder up the high dive and you're scared. And on the way up, you're going to stop and tie your shoe. A few more runs up, you're going to check your Instagram real quick. Go up a few more times, and you're going to look around. Hey, where's the concession stand? And it's just like, dude, just get up there and jump.
Then you get on the end and you're like, you know what I should do instead of jump? I should watch a YouTube video on how to jump.
Well, you know what? Like, dude, like, should I do a cannonball? Like, that would be crazy, right? Should I?
Right.
Oh, should I like do a? It's like, dude, just jump.
Right.
Just jump.
Just do it.
The perfect analogy for this was my mission. I served a mission in Hungary. And I went to the MTC, the Missionary Training Center, which is like 10 minutes away from where I am right now, for 12 weeks. Which is such a long time. They don't even send people there that long anymore. It's like torture, right?
Yeah.
And all day, flashcards, conjugations, flashcards, studying, flashcards, vocabulary. And by the end of the 12 weeks, you are like, I am a genius. I am fluent in Hungarian. My accent is perfect. How did I learn this in 12 weeks? And then you get on a plane to Budapest, you hop off, and you get out, and you're like, what language did I just learn? This is not Hungarian. I hear it. I don't hear any words. And then you start talking to people, and you're like, it's like Michael Scott. I understand nothing, right? You understand. But then you start talking, you pick up a little bit. And like over the next 12 weeks, you learn 10 times more than what you learned in the previous 12 weeks because you're in the deep end, right? And the church is catching on to this. And so people are staying in the MTC for shorter and shorter and shorter amount of times because that's just kind of like a formality. Like, does it help to know your conjugations, like, or what's plural, what's singular? Yeah. When to masculine, when to feminine. Yeah. It's helpful to have somewhat of a foundation, but you just got to jump and learn.
You just got to go.
With regards to pricing, one trick that I found is to like catch the potential customer in their words. And so instead of like you go into the conversation saying, I'm going to charge $800 a month. So are you telling me that every call you get organically from Google is worth $60? Is that accurate? Yeah, I guess since you say it that way, yeah, $60 net profit in my pocket, every call. Cool. You're getting 4 a day. That's 120 a month. What if I could increase that to 500 calls a month? What would that be worth to you? Oh, I don't know what it would be. No, I know what it would be worth to you.
Yeah. We just ran the math. We know exactly what that matters.
Told me.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like $60 times 500, $30,000. Well, I've got pretty good news for you because this is only $800 a month. Like this is only, well, what if it doesn't perform? Then I give you your money back. You have nothing to lose. Right. And this is a bro-moseyism. I can't claim this, but like the offer should make them feel stupid for saying no. Why would you say no to paying $800 to get $3,000 or $30,000 or whatever it is, right? But if you just go into it and you're like, you get to that awkward moment that every salesman hates. And like, how much is it? Oh, I don't know. And you hem and haw. Like by the time you say the price, it should be stupidly obvious that they should say yes.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's like, so I've always, early on, the math that I always run was like the 10x value creation on pricing of like, if I'm going to make you $2,000, I can super comfortably charge you 200 because you'll 10x. And the nice part is it bakes in even underperformance, right? Where it's like, even if I 5x your 200, you're still happy. But it's like easier math for them to think about of like, oh, dude, if you land me one more job a month for this $500, I'll make $5,000. And it's like in their brain, it's like, oh yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Here's a trap that we fall into though. Let's say it is 10x. Like your product or service provably provides a 10x return on dollars spent. Then the temptation is to say, man, that's pretty juicy. There's a lot of meat on that side of the table. I think if I raise my prices and make it 7x, that's still really good. And they're right. But if look at the companies, like just look at the Fortune 500. I guarantee you that the ones that are worth the most amount of money and or the ones that make the most amount of net profit sell products or services that have a 20 or 200x return on investment. Right? This MacBook right here.
I was thinking the Apple the same way.
Dude, I bought it 4.5, 5 years. I can't remember. It was like 5 years ago. It was a MacBook Pro, top of the line, 16-inch, and it was $3,300. And for a cheapo like me, that's a lot of money. And I've spent 8 hours a day on it every day for 4 years. What is the return on that? Like, that's why Apple's a $2.5 trillion company.
Yeah. And why I have the watch and the phone and the studio display and 6 laptops and a desk. So I'm like, dude, this thing is printing cash for me. I want to spend more on Apple.
Yes. So it's like, don't be satisfied with the 10, like whatever. I don't know what your goals are. If you hit your income goal, then do whatever the freak you want. Right.
Right.
But if you really want to level up, then try to have like 100x ROI on your product or service to your customer, because then they're going to shout you from the rooftops. They're going to tell all their friends. They're going to come back. They're never going to churn. It's a no-brainer. This isn't my quote either, but impatience with action, patience with results. Go launch the thing today, but be patient with your pricing. Be patient with figuring it all out.
Yeah. I think a lot of people get caught up in the speed. I catch myself in that a lot right now, right? Like I'm moving very, very quickly, and a lot of the stuff that I'm working on has longer term payback periods. And that is where you'll just make more if you can extend that timeline. And you see these people that do they're like, I call them idea hoppers, right? Where it's like, I had this idea on a Monday. I did 3 things to try to see whatever. Oh, but I had a better idea on Thursday. Let me jump to the next thing. Try super hard at that for 3 days. Oh, but I'm not making any money, right? It's like, oh, digital product. Let's do that. Oh, let's launch a service business. Oh, wait, what if we do e-com? Oh, well, what if we did lawn care? Like, it's like, yo. Like, pick something, commit to it for 60 days, and just actually do the things that drive results and give it the time to be able to actually give you what you need out of it. And then you get working on something for 3 days doesn't give you anything. You got to let it run.
I think the tricky part with idea hopping, which is like, that's my whole brand, right?
Right.
Is knowing when you've done enough before you try another one. And that took me years to figure out.
100%.
Quick question. What if there were a private community out there of people that were building businesses based on this podcast? Well, I just made it. And it's only for business starters and business builders. It's called TK Owners. And it's basically like having me and 100 other business geniuses as your business partner, but you give them 0% equity. Also, there's going to be exclusive new trends, growth hacks, business ideas, and a database of everything I've ever talked about. You'll find thousands of startup case studies. You'll have weekly Ask Me Anythings with me while I'll answer your questions directly. You'll be in my Slack channel where I'm hanging out every week and helping members one-on-one. We've got exclusive guest speakers, including some names that you'll recognize. And if you're building something cool, I'll introduce you to anyone you need. TK Owners is the fastest way to plug into a smart, ambitious group of builders and accountability partners that are sharing wins without the fluff. And it's $99 a month, about the cost of an energy drink per day. You can join now at tkowners.com, link in the show notes.
It's the reason I talk about paid ads to everybody all the time as they're trying to figure stuff out. It's like, I would rather spend $500 over the course of the first week to get real data on, can I sell this? Are people interested in this? Like first party data on it, like not looking at exploding topics and being like, oh, more people are interested in X thing. I'm going to go chase that. It's like, cool, use that as the seed. Now go run some ads and get on the phone. Get on the phone with people. Even if you're trying to launch an e-com brand, if you're trying to launch a software product, no matter what the vehicle is that you're trying to go and push, run a funnel on Facebook that says attention, target customer, stop struggling with pain point, talk to an expert today. Simple one-page funnel. Email opt-in, Calendly link, get on the phone with them. Even if you're not going to sell them anything, just like talk to strangers who are interested in that value prop, and you'll like know very quickly what's good. It's first party customer research. And I think a lot of people don't do the first party part. They rely, like we were saying, on ChatGPT to tell them about a market, or Google search trends to see if people are interested. Like, cool. All of that is good to give you the beginning concept of like, this might be something. Next step is get on the phone with 20 people in that market that want that thing and ask, do you want coaching? Do you want a book? Do you want software? Do you need a service? The only reason you're on the phone with me right now is because you're struggling with X.
Yeah.
What can I do to support that? Like, oh, you want coaching? Sick. I charge $100 an hour. Buy 4 hours. We'll do 4 weeks. Cool. Like, then you made your first dollar off proving the fact that people will pay for a solution to a specific problem. Game over.
And what you just
then you start to build it.
Confidence more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's for me, it's all first party. Like, do it yourself. Like,
first party data.
First party data. Like, can I get someone to buy or express interest in this? And is it painful enough that they will talk to a stranger about it?
Speaking of idea hopping, the people want to know how your sugar water experiment's going.
Dude, it's so interesting.
And for those just now catching up, Sam came on my podcast on May 28th and talked all about how he started this hummingbird nectar business in a few hours, started pushing Facebook ads to it, and started making thousands of dollars profitably. And literally all it is sugar in a bag. That's the backstory.
Did get a repeat order. I turned off ads when I ran into those. So those bags take forever to get. And I was moving a good amount of inventory. And so after our convo about the shipping issues, I was like, okay, I'm going to move down to 15-ounce bags.
Yeah. Cheaper shipping.
Right? If they order one, my cost will go from 8 to 4. I can make that work. And so I ordered the bags, dude. They are really small. I think I did my math wrong on the size of the bag that I needed. And so I'm going to change my top of funnel offer to a sample pack. I think I could sell a starter kit for like 22 and just see. Like, I'm going to test it, run discounts. If it's 2 for 18, cool. Like, we'll figure that out. But the other piece is there's this guy on Amazon that sells the hummingbird nectar extender.
Extender.
It's this little vial. It's literally just water and micronutrient copper sulfate, which you can buy for like $18 a pound. But he's sending out 1-ounce bottles that are 90% water, and he sells them for $16 on Amazon and is moving like 1,000 units a month right now. And you put a drop of it in.
It just makes the hummingbirds healthier.
It's an antibacterial, so your hummingbird nectar doesn't like go bad.
Oh my gosh.
And so,
as if the hummingbirds care. Dude, the hummingbird rolls up on it, is like, I don't know, that might have been expired.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. That thing's been out here for 6 days. Replace that.
What are you doing?
That's a 1-star review.
The hummingbird just looks up through the window at the owners like, really?
Yeah, like, are you kidding, dude? We're never coming back. I'm going to make that an ad. So his COGS on that is sub $1 and he's selling it for 16. And so for me to bump AOV, I was like, oh, well, if I do 2 7-ounce pouches plus 1 1-ounce, it's a tincture bottle. You can buy them on Amazon for like 30 cents each. That kit is 1 pound. And then you get a month of the hummingbird food plus the extender. And I think I can push, because he's selling that for 16. I think I could sell that kit for like 28. And so I think that's going to be my play. I haven't figured out supply chain on a liquid yet. I don't know what that's really going to look like. I'm going to be out there in the garage mixing up micronutrient copper sulfate or whatever.
RV in the middle of the desert, just like stirring this pot.
Dude, trust. I had my garage open last night. I was scooping sugar. And I was like, dude, my neighbors looking in as they're walking their dog are like, what is this dude pouring these bags of white stuff
White
into these
bags
buckets,
in Southern
dude?
California.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
like,
gosh.
oh, geez, dude. But yeah, I think it's going to be good.
Please do this. Please go to VO3 and generate a 5-second clip before and after. One of them is like, they're both identical hummingbird feeders sitting outside the same window. One of them is like a hummingbird rolls up and then he bounces. And then a hummingbird rolls up and then he bounces. And then on the after, it's a hummingbird rolls up and then a second and then a third and then a 10th. And there's just like this flurry of, it's like before hummingbird extender, after hummingbird extender. Oh
Literally,
gosh.
dude. Yeah, I'll do that. I think I said it on the last pod. I'm really excited for next summer. I'm going to do Amazon next summer for sure. You have to get like, to really do Amazon right, you got to get some trademarks and, you know, all the ASIN
it's
and
a pain.
all of this stuff.
It's
And it's definitely a process. And I'm operating off of, you know, a 3 to 4 month busy season. It's very seasonal, right? I feel like Michael Girdley over here, dude, selling fireworks. I was like, dude, we make all of our money in 1 week a year. And so I think it's just like that because, you know, hummingbird migration patterns, dude. You could read my book on it, Hummingbird Attraction 101. It's $14.
AI
it's on sale.
Right?
I mean, only 92% of it. The migration patterns will start to be unfavorable for my business heading into like September. And so I'm going to prep it for next summer on Amazon because I think I can compete way better there. And then I'll just keep scooping sugar, baby. You know, I'm in.
That's going to be the name of your
one of
documentary.
those, dude. It's like I said before, like, do I think it's some massive thing? No. But like, do I think I could make $100K a year? Yeah. Why not? Like, it's easy enough.
You just need a Jungle Scout account and the ability to use ChatGPT and Google and Facebook ads. And you can use ChatGPT to learn how to use all those tools. I just got an idea and I kind of love it. Do you know if like Replit, Cursor, Bolt, Windsor, do you know if any of them have like white label ability? Like where you could just resell it? Okay, well, it's happening, right? Clearly someone's going to do it. Someone wants to be first. Okay, we talk a lot about building wrappers. For those that don't know what a wrapper is, it's basically taking all of the functionalities of an LLM like ChatGPT or Claude and wrapping it in a different interface for a specific use case. Like Sam and I have talked about building a recipe builder app that's literally just ChatGPT. But the whole marketing angle is how to build recipes or cook food. Here's my idea. I know you've got like a personal CRM that you've built for yourself and you're loving it and other people are using it, or like a productivity app, which you could talk about, but everyone wants a personal CRM. Everyone's talked about it. Like there's been a lot of people that have tried and failed to launch it, but personal CRM is just one example. I think the brilliant idea here is to sell like a customizable personal CRM. That's basically white labeled Replit, where you get something that fits 80% of people, a personal CRM, right? And it has these features, these features, these features, and it fits most people. But then the whole sales pitch is once you get into it and you're like, you know what, I kind of want dark mode. Click dark mode. Okay. And really on the back end, Replit is just making it happen. And right now in Replit, if we're building something, we can see the code happening on the right side, and that's fine. But for most people, it's not fine because it's friction and it's confusing and it's friction, right? Yeah. So I would hide all that and it would just be like one click. Or you could have a chat box that's like, you know what, this might be a little more complex, but I would love my personal CRM to text me reminders when it's my friend's birthday. And that's not part of this feature, but I know what I paid for is customization. And so I'm going to go to this chat box and say, text me every time my friend has a birthday so I can text them happy birthday. And then it's like, all right, 5 minutes later, done. And all it is just Replit fixing it. And then it's like, would you like to publish this? Just like Webflow or whatever. Yes, publish. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I have a thought.
I got to hear it.
Okay, quick pause. What if you had an employee who worked 24/7 answering leads, building funnels, tracking conversions, and you didn't even have to pay them a salary? Well, that's exactly what you get with HighLevel's new AI employee. And right now, they're giving you 30 days free as part of their Summer of AI promo. And after that, it's just $97 a month, way less than you'd ever pay a human, and it doesn't even ask for lunch breaks or vacation time. So check out the link in the description below and let AI handle all the grind for you.
Okay, so love. I think that's sick. I think there's a bunch of people that are looking or are aware of the fact that they can build their own stuff similar to my app. Now, I'm not trying to go and make money off that and sell it as a thing or any of that. I think if I were to do it again, I think I could sell that as a template, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think you need to white label or like hide the fact that Replit exists, right? I think you pick a platform, you build this core foundational product on it, right? Let's just say personal CRM. I think you do more of what's his name? Mark Laverne, something like that. He runs Launch Fast. It's essentially a boilerplate. It's launchfa.st.
Okay.
Launch Fast. Sick thing. Makes a bunch of money selling a one-time purchase of a starter template it's a boilerplate for software.
Very cool.
That devs can come in, buy, install. It does all there. It's a foundation. I think that business model is going to become way more popular because of subscription fatigue on software. People don't want to have to pay $18 a month for a personal CRM. But if they can buy a personal CRM template for $100 one time, and you package that with, hey, we'll give you a bunch of prompts that help you customize this, right? Here is the prompt that we would use to install dark mode. Here's the prompt that we would use to have it integrate with Twilio. And so you build that template piece and then give people the support on the back to be able to customize it. I think a lot of people are excited about this recurring business model.
Yeah.
Like everyone wants the MRR stuff to happen. When like you and I have those conversations of like MRR and LTV, right? Like you can front load your LTV by just paying one time. Like if you charge $20 a month, but people are only staying on for 6 months on average, from a growth perspective, it makes more sense for you to charge $120 one time.
Yeah. Get that money first.
At the beginning of the transaction, like than waiting for your cash flow, like to catch up to that number. And I think that's what we've seen the success with Launch Fast. Like he's not charging a subscription. Like he's just charging it one time, $200 every time you want to use this thing. And it's the foundation of your software. And so I think that there's a world where people can go and do that. I think Lovable and these tools will continue to get more popular. I think that the people that are your customers of looking for something that's a more customizable CRM are not like the Nancys of the world that are using their contacts app, right? Like these are people that are probably more tech advanced, probably aware of way more tools that it doesn't fit their specific use case. And so their likelihood of being able to use a Lovable is a lot higher. And so you go we built the personal CRM template that you can go and change to whatever you want. Here's the core foundation. $200 for this plus 80 prompts that help you customize it to whatever you want. One-time purchase. Yeah. I just think that that's easier versus what you're going to charge me $18 a month for a software you're going to ask me to build. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Subscriptions are in for a world of hurt in general.
Oh, 100%.
With all this AI. Dude, I just hung up with a guy, my friend, a couple hours ago. He works for a company. They spend $200,000 a year on Salesforce. And guess what? Salesforce, for them, does way more than they need it to do, yet somehow doesn't do a lot of the things that they need it to do either, right? It does like 60% of what they need it to do, but like 400% more features than they would ever need. And they're paying $200,000. So he went and vibe coded a CRM for their company, for their needs, knowing exactly what and now he's presenting it to them at $100,000 a year that he vibe coded for like $200 in Replit credits, 8 hours at the computer, having fun while he watched Netflix. Okay. So Replit, they just announced they hit like 100 million in ARR in 6 months or something. But I think someone needs to white label Replit or something for the Nancys of the world, right? Not just for a CRM, but for like, let's say they want to put all their paper recipes in an LLM and ask it questions. And so you sell them that template, as you said, and then for the customizable function, maybe there is a recurring fee to that. Maybe it's a flat fee for the template hey, upload your recipes and you've got your own LLM for all your recipes. But for $10 a month, you can customize it to do whatever you need.
To whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's a market learning curve question, right? Like, will the Nancys of the world, it's like the 80-20 rule, right? Because like, it's, you go to all the Nancys of the world, but like, how much different is Nancy A's version of this versus Nancy's B? Where like, does it need to be customized, right? Or it's like, well, 80% of Nancy's want dark mode, so we should just build the button.
Right. Exactly.
That's a one-time, not like here's the prompt you give Lovable to customize the dark mode. It's just like, well, dark, which starts to get into this, like it has parallels to the open source software community.
It's like
right?
open
Where
source
it's like,
for Nancy.
Right. But it's like, then how do you make it approachable for Nancy that like she actually cares, right? Like she's not sitting there as a product lead being like, dude, you know what would make this app way better for me is dark mode. Like, I don't even think that thought is actually crossing her mind. It's like, this app is light mode. I want to cook.
Right. What that could mean is like, let's say you sell it to 100 Nancys and the foundation, the template you're selling looks this way. And after you sell 100, you learn that, 98% of people all want these 4 features that were custom that I didn't add. Okay, I'm going to add those as the default now. Now, when I push Facebook ads, my cost per acquisition goes from $40 to $25 because of all the 100 Nancys that just bought from me, I know exactly what they want now. So it makes your sales process even easier.
Constant product feedback into, it's just iteration. Like that model is happening on every single software platform on the face of the earth if it's being operated well, right? We're like, oh, we've got a bunch of feature requests. We should probably prioritize that feature build, create that loop, right? And so it's like the world where that sort of product exists well and like is worth doing is farther away than right now. I think that like most of the Nancys of the world just want an app that does 90% of what they want. I don't even think they would customize it like in that meaningful of a way.
I agree, but I think one problem with that is that because building these wrappers is more accessible than ever, like Nancy, she's going to log into the App Store and just see a bunch of stuff that looks the same.
100%.
And like if one of them were customizable with a white labeled Replit, it stands out. It's the only different one.
If it's using it as a marketing mechanism to create that, I get behind.
And in all likelihood, they may never even use the customization.
That's what I was going to say. Is like,
but they're going to pay extra for it.
Right. That piece of it is the arbitrage, not the fact that they're going to use it that much. It's the fact that it makes them pick you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they can, in theory.
And you almost have to have a recurring aspect to that because of the credits. Like you're going to be paying credits to Replit on the back end, right?
Yeah, at least in the short term. At some point, you'd get to a spot where you would, again, it's just like, it's LTV, but like average lifetime credit usage per customer, right? Where you're like, on average, in the first 12 months of people using us, they use 87 credits each.
Yep.
Right.
And so some customers lose you money, some make you money.
You just you play the average game at scale, and then you can play it and be like, well, I can charge $209 lifetime access because the credit usage is not that bad, or it doesn't work and you have to go monthly.
When Chris eats at CC's, we lose money. When his wife eats, we make money, but we average on it.
Literally, dude. That's the math. Everyone's running it, dude.
Oh, well, what else have you been experimenting with lately?
VO3 with the audio is really, really good. Like, I need scale. And if I can go and sit in VO3 for an hour and a half and get 20 versions of people talking in different scripts and hooks and all of that, what we end up doing is we run those and then we say, oh, this hook is our highest performer. Let's go have like an actual UGC creator going, we'll invest more money in that person to go and do it. It's like, I can make 15 ads, 20 ads for $100 to then make a smarter bet on my one ad for $100 or my 2 ads for $200 with an actual creator.
So video is cool, but you know what's better? Long form audio via podcast and my newsletter, tkopod.com. Go there to subscribe for free to my newsletter. It's 1 email a week, very tactical. And then go to my audio podcast, 3 episodes a week, stuff like this. You're going to love it. All free, no sleazy sales pitch, tkopod.com.
Greg Eisenberg had that podcast with the dude that made the puppy commercial. I forget his name. But he was taking all of Google VO3 videos that he had made and putting them into Final Cut and doing post-production editing to that. I'm not doing all of that. I download the 8-second video, toss it into the captions app, and let it rip. And so the one that I actually thought about for you, dude, I'll find the account and send it to you. But it's this account on Instagram that is basically like Gen Z meets Bible stories. And so it's Google VO3. They're like interviewing Moses at the parting of the Red Sea. Bro,
I saw that.
So
yes, and
funny.
like Daniel in the lion's den.
Yes, dude. And it's at like 100,000 plus followers, dude. Like,
jeez,
it's not nothing. And I think there's niche accounts that you could go and do that with. Like, it's like comedy, right? So like those videos are all interviewing biblical figures or like people in biblical times, and they all have some funny commentary around what they saw. They're like, dude, I did not believe Jesus, but now that he's like, whatever, right? Like of the kind of humor. And I think that there's a world where there's more opportunity to do stuff like that. And so like one that I was playing with was like aliens, like street interviews, right? With this alien character. Where his question was like talking on Earth. Like he would just ask people funny questions of like, oh, you guys have to work 40 hours a week and pay for your own healthcare and call that freedom. And then like goes to, right. And the girl's like, right. Like, and like, that's just me playing around with it. But I think that there's like interesting little niche accounts that like are fun for people to play with. And that you can do in an 8-second clip. And you can get the character to be kind of enough the same. There's another guy that does it with, it's like British people. It's all AI. And it's like a younger British guy that's like interviewing older British people, right? Like grandma style. And they say like the most out of pocket stuff. It's so funny. Like tons of like sexual innuendos and like talking about partying and like all this stuff. And they go crazy viral, dude.
Do you have any like prompting tips on VO3? Like what has worked for you? Like, especially when scripting, like what do your prompts look like? What's the structure of them?
Obviously it depends on like what kind of video you're creating, but most of the time I start with, it's like setting, right? And so like a busy sidewalk in a urban neighborhood at sunset, it's overcast. Then it's like vibe, right? So it's handheld style, street interview, gritty, like you can figure out what words kind of show, like, and it's why I've spent $1,200 on it. It's like, I've been testing all of the different, like, what does this word mean? What does that word mean? And then you have characters, right? So like, it'll be, you know, this is a street style interview where character A is interviewing character B. Right. And then you say character A is a humanoid alien with blue skin and a glowing neck tattoo. He's wearing a black hoodie and jeans as if he's trying to blend in with the people around him. Character B is a 45-year-old woman with brown hair who's athletic and wearing white tank top and black pants. It's like dialogue is what I say, right? So like character A, and you can, the other piece that's interesting is you can also control their personalities. And so in each character, you could be like, he is relaxed and calm and confident. And then you can be like, she is anxious or shy, right? And it controls kind of like how they interact with each other, which is cool. And then you have dialogue and flow, right? So it's character A asks, and then you put the script in, right? Character, and then holds the mic up to character B. Here's what they say. The other issue that I run into all the time on it is they love to put subtitles that aren't the actual subtitles. It's like not in English. Like, almost like when you do Canva, like auto expand on photos and like random Russian characters will just show up. It's like that. And so then I'll put at the bottom, no subtitles, no whatever, to try to get that to go away. The other piece that I actually learned from that Greg Eisenberg podcast, which is the first time I've ever watched his podcast. I love his Twitter, just haven't watched it. But the guy was like, take the quotes off of the script, like the quotation marks of like this person says, and then I was putting it in quotes. And he was like, take that off and you'll see a lower percentage of them have subtitles, which is true. The other piece that does it is don't say, I used to say, this is a TikTok style video. Once I took the word TikTok out, less subtitles.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, very interesting. Now I just say this is a handheld video on an iPhone.
Yeah, yeah. Are you able to share your screen and show like anything that like what your prompt has put out?
Yeah.
I got to see this.
I got you. The other piece that you can do is get ChatGPT to help you write prompts. Yeah. So screen share. All right. All sorts of stuff, dude. So you can see this?
Yes, sir.
Hopefully you can hear it too. Hold up.
What's your go-to bar in Hermosa Beach? Oh, it depends on the vibe, but been loving Tower 12 this year. Just good vibes and good drinks, and their pizza is underrated.
Right. So like I run the local newsletter for the South Bay here, right?
Yeah.
I've been struggling to, it's like totally a for fun project that Lauren and I are doing, you know, a couple thousand subscribers, just like we like doing it.
Well, you're going to vertically integrate into being the mayor, right? Wasn't that the
100%.
master plan?
Catch me. Hermosa 2046, baby. Dude, it's coming. Dude, don't worry about me. Yeah, we're good. We're going to start to do social content, right?
Yeah.
And so like, but like, I don't have the time to do that. And so I was like, okay, what's a sustainable content style that I can do? And it's street interviews, right? Like,
can I see the prompt of that one?
Dude, of course you can see the prompt.
All right, just for those listening, it says, street style interview video featuring a 55-year-old male surfer being interviewed on a beach during the day. It's overcast and cloudy. The interviewer is off camera, but a plain black handheld microphone is extended into the frame from the right side. I love how specific that is. The camera is handheld, a little shaky, in classic street interview style with natural lighting and a slight fisheye effect. There are city noises in the background, cars, faint voices, ambient sounds, dialogue. Interviewer: what is your go-to bar in Hermosa Beach? Surfer: I love how you put depends on the vibe, but been loving Tower 12 this year. Just good vibes and good drinks, and their pizza is underrated. Can you play the video again now that we have the prompt in mind?
What's your go-to bar in Hermosa Beach? Oh, it depends on the vibe, but been loving Tower 12 this year. Just good vibes and good drinks, and their pizza is underrated. What's your go-to bar in Hermosa?
So good. Like so many use cases for this. Like any restaurant in the world could buy an ad like that.
And this is like, so you can see on this prompt, it's the same vibe, right? And so like you can figure out, like once you have one style that works, right? Then you just say, okay, we're going to change this character and we're going to change the script, right? And so that one changed it. And this is me trying to be like, create something viral. Like for reference, if anyone is from Hermosa Beach is where all the rich divorced dads hang out.
So what's your go-to bar in Hermosa Beach?
Oh, depends on the vibe, but Tower 12 is the best for meeting the rich dads who will buy you drinks all night.
Oh,
right? Like
you got the polarity of it, the viral.
Right. So like you're like, and people that are from here know that about that bar.
Yes.
And so like, you can start to like really play that game.
Oh my God.
And so these podcast ones, I've really gotten pretty dialed in. Oh, dude, there's some fun ones in here actually. So this is cinematic. So this follows a little bit more of that style setting character, right? We're not going to read this whole thing, but visual style, right? The audio. And so it's, again, you can like update this character and I'll show you a few different versions.
You can now target customers based on what they are actively looking to buy right now. We use Signal to load that customer data into our ad account every day.
Right. And so like that's an ad.
Dude, it looks so real.
They're pretty legit.
I don't know what it is, but like it looks real, but you can also still tell it's fake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but I can't even point to something about it that looks fake.
Right. And part of it is, again, the context of like, we know. And so this is the same prompt, just with a different character and a different script.
Black men's skin and hair are different, and Golden Grooming is the only brand built specifically for us. They actually know what melanin needs.
Right.
Oh, I love that. Like for the out of frame speaker.
Yes, of the other. Yeah. So I've been trying to
put that
get
in your prompt. Can I see
I don't
the
think
prompt?
on that one. Yeah, this one is.
It says like a co-host, looking slightly off camera, speaking to the mic.
Yeah, I don't think I had that part.
That's crazy that it added it.
This one has it too. I think this one does.
Everyone wants to talk about new lotions or serums as the solution to their skin problems when they really should be looking at the ingredients in their laundry detergent. Everyone wants to talk.
These ones are fun. The little fake zoom.
Let's dive into the Signal platform. We have over 250 million customer profiles with 16,000 dynamics interests that can get combined to create your perfect targeting.
Right.
Jeez Louise.
You just change the character, right?
Yeah.
It's an obvious choice for Facebook advertisers. Like, do you want a list of everyone that is currently looking to buy your product? Yeah, I do.
You can see the subtitle here.
Yeah. But what I love about this one is in the background, you've got a half-drank water bottle, a little crumbled. You've got a bed that's kind of unmade with like cables and wires. Like everything in the background is so realistic.
Yeah.
Right.
You can see him on. It's funny. Watch. Oh, dude. Oh no! Wait. Don't reload. Watch the dog.
Those Signal audience campaigns are killing it. We got to call those guys again and see what other audiences we can add.
But this is the hit rate thing. Look.
Those Signal audience campaigns are killing it.
It's the same prompt.
We got to call those guys again and see what other audiences we can add.
Right. And so I just started playing with this. Well, look at the burst frame. Watch.
Oh yeah.
There's like a dog, and then it like zooms out, and the dog just disappears.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing with that?
Right. And like these ones,
those Signal audience campaigns are killing it.
Like more of the dog.
The Signal campaigns are doing that well? That's insane. We got to call those guys again and see what other audiences we can add.
Dude, the dog holds your attention though. Like from an advertising perspective, it's genius.
I have a black lab walking slowly across the room behind him. And you can get this specific. You can see his bookcase with bottles of wine in the background. There's a gold credit card, which if you're a Facebook advertiser, everyone is aware of Amex Gold. And so you start to play in and you get into it. Athletic, 35 years old, wearing a black hoodie, gold watch, right? Like you can get pretty specific. Are you using
ChatGPT to build these prompts?
Yeah, at times here. Let me switch my screen share. This is something that I was using a lot, was like, I want to create a prompt for Google VO3 video creation that shows an alien getting interviewed in a street style interview. The interviewer isn't on camera, but you see the mic in the frame, right? Like super.
Okay.
Here's just the concept. They don't do a great job out of the box. It'll be a lot of like, it'll give it options sometimes where it'll be like, he could be wearing a black hoodie or blue hoodie. And it's like, no. Like you got to go in and like trim the fat. We can just try it like out of the box, but you can start to pick up the details and then adjust it from there. Right. Yeah. So it's like, look at how it described the alien. Cool. Not mad at that. But it'll say it's wearing casual earth style clothing, like a hoodie, jeans, and sneakers. When you give that to Google VO3, you just want to be like, he's wearing a black hoodie, jeans, and sneakers, right? And so like they get a little bit more than you need to give Google, right? And then it's like, this is me playing with it with the alien one, right? Where it's like, all right, give me a better description for this guy just to see what needs to happen. But I think most of it is, and then I say, I want to write a script for the alien to say that is a satirical political perspective on the United States from of someone who isn't from this world. And you can see it, right? Like your leaders are chosen through a popularity contest that's decided by people who think the moon landing was fake, but professional wrestling is right. Like, and it's not perfect, but like just like trying to get into like these like one-liners, right? Like you banned books but not bullets. Yeah. Can you create this kind of comedy like concept?
Dude, I can't stop thinking of how many business ideas people could start just with VO3. Like,
oh, it's insane.
Let's just niche down way down here.
Yep.
Let's say you want to have an advertising agency for restaurants in New York City. you know how many restaurants there are in New York City? 40,000. 40,000 restaurants. So let's say you do this. You one prompt, you make the same video you did someone in Times Square or someone somewhere recognizable in New York City. And it's like, hey, what's the best pasta in New York? I don't know. Like I really like Olive Garden for the vibe or whatever. It's just some on street talking. And then as that ad plays, you just put the persistent text above it that says like, I can make this ad for your business. And then you only show that ad to restaurant owners in New York City. And so other restaurant owners are seeing some fake restaurant ad that looks very real. They may know it's AI, they may not. It doesn't matter. You charge them $500 a month to run those same VO3 generated ads. Like if anyone thought up until 2 days ago that like social media platforms weren't going to embrace AI generated videos, like that's no longer up for debate. Google just announced we are putting a seamless integration for VO3 into YouTube Shorts. Like it's done. They're embracing it. And why wouldn't they? This video of an otter in a sink got 1 billion views. Just an otter taking a bath in a sink. These videos of cats jumping off high dives into the pool.
So good.
Got like 700 million views.
So
like,
good.
Why wouldn't YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram want that on their platform? Why wouldn't they?
No, they do.
People on.
Yeah, they want the highest engaging content, and those videos do the job.
What other businesses could be built on top of video generation?
A lot of the stuff from an advertising perspective is like where there's immediate content need, right? And so like we do that with home service businesses where we'll generate video reviews for, you know, a garage door opening business or a garage door installation business in Cleveland. It'll be like, dude, company A, like name A, couldn't recommend them enough in the Cleveland area if you need a garage door, right? And so it's giving us ad creatives like that, which is very similar to what you were saying on the restaurant side, right? Like how do you use this to create short form videos that promote specific things? The other piece of it, similarly, is there's a very interesting world of media companies. When you think about short form video content, I'd say like Vine, right? Because Vine was 6-second videos, and a bunch of these like what I'll say are like comedians, but like funny people have like built a career on the back of that distribution channel and that content style. I mean, wasn't like the Paul brothers were Vine first, David Dobrik, right? Like these guys that became these massive media companies or media personalities started with short form 6-second videos.
Because it's much easier to be really good for only 6 seconds than for 60 minutes or for 60 seconds.
100%. And so I think that there's people that have, I'm going to define as taste, like market taste. They know what's funny. The interviews of Moses parting the Red Sea, right? Like that is culturally relevant, good content that relates to a lot of people. People find it entertaining and funny, and the barrier of entry of creating that stuff is much lower now, where you can go and do that. And they've, you know, skyrocketed to 100,000 plus followers in what looks, I mean, Google VO3 has not been out for that long. So like, I'm assuming they've gone from 0 to 100K in a month, 6 weeks, right? Like that's a media company similar to the one that we talked about the last time I was on the episode, which was the guys that made the videos of like saving the tiger from under the tree, right? Where it's like, that's a media business. I think there's a world where you could go the Jesus videos, the ones that are the interviews, like that is a awesome parlay into building distribution for some Christian related product. You could definitely sell Gen Z Bibles. You could definitely sell merch. You could definitely sell whatever that is. And I think that'll be the piece that people struggle with more of, like, you can go build phenomenal content, but like the monetization on the back of that is just a little bit different. You have to figure that out. But like from a lift perspective, I think if you just understand videos that like can go viral, and like you can now go create those a lot faster. And I think that that piece of it's interesting to me. Figuring out the monetization on the back, who knows? But
just like Jake and Logan Paul, like they were big on Vine. No one took them seriously. I didn't even know who they were till a couple of years ago. 6-second videos, big deal, flash in the pan. Now they're massive. A corollary to that could be, what was it? It was like Jordan and Friends or something, that random Facebook account that has all those AI generated videos of babies getting almost eaten by tigers or whatever.
Right.
Like it's probably some guy in Pakistan, right? And he's just prompting and he's prompting and he's prompting and he's taking the money that Facebook gives him and he's pouring it into VO3 credits or whatever. Even he probably doesn't look at this as something scalable. He probably is thinking like, you know, this is going to get shut down eventually or whatever. This is just my growth hack of the month or year. But like the skills that he's developing in prompting, he could parlay into anything, into a feature-length film, into a 90-minute movie.
This is not going to be an 8-second cap for very long. They're going to be able to do more. They're going to figure out character continuity. They're going to figure out product placements. They're going to like, and the people that are sitting there being like, I'm not going to start doing this until the AI is good enough, are going to be behind on the learning curve when it gets good enough. Because there's somebody like me that's sitting here fighting through the issues with it. But now the moment that it's better, I already know what to do. Like I know the prompts. I know what to play with. I know how to go and actually turn those into what we need. And so it's like, go do, even if you don't think that some niche account of like alien interviewing Americans is going to make you a millionaire, the skills that you learn for the moment that VO3 can go and do something more, you're ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
And that's the piece people skip.
Do you think that Sean Evans, he's the Hot Ones guy on YouTube?
Yeah.
Do you think that he ever thought that interviewing people while eating hot wings would turn into a $100 million business? No, it was just a gimmick, right? It's just fun. We're having fun. Sold for hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yep.
Well, where can we find you, Sam?
On Twitter, I'm Sam Thompson.
You know you have your own playlist on YouTube now, right? You got your own TKO playlist. Yeah, dude.
No way, dude.
And we're starting to link to the other Sam episodes in the playlist now.
Hell yeah, dude. Dude, I'm always hanging out, dude.
All right, let me know if I should have Sam on again. Honestly, whether you say yes or no, I'm going to have him on again because he's a friend and he's doing really cool things. Thanks for hanging out on the Koerner office.